Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani, and as always, we have several topics to be debated tonight. Among them, Le'Veon Bell getting closer to his deadline to accepting long-term or settling for franchise tag. Pirates, will they be buyers or sellers? What about this Sunday lineup? But the #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown will be the Pittsburgh Penguins' Day 2 of free agency and what happened on Day 1. And here is your panel left to right on your television screen. We have Tim Benz from DK Radio Sports over to the left. In the middle, it's Chris Mack, Pirates pre- and post-game host on 93.7 The Fan, and Ron Cook from the Post-Gazette, and of course the Cook and Pony Show, 93.7 The Fan, 5 days a week. All right, so let's get right into this. The Penguins have some unfinished business. It's only Day 2. They still need a center after losing Nick Bonino to a big price tag. Also, Trevor Daley's gone. Kunitz is gone, Hainsey's gone, but they brought in Antti Niemi and they brought in Matt Hunwick. So, Tim Benz, start with you on this one. How essential is it for him, Jim Rutherford, to come up with a center, and what means will he use to get one?
I absolutely think he's got to get one, especially because he dealt Oscar Sundqvist away to get Ryan Reeves, a move I didn't particularly like, but as Rutherford said, he was likely going to have to walk away with a center in a trade anyway, and the fact that one hasn't materialized yet doesn't make me panic. I agree with Rutherford there. The only thing that left me a little bit concerned or gave me pause was at the very end of his comments when he said maybe we even go into the season before we make a deal. Now that does worry me, and I know what he quoted Mike Sullivan as saying is, so long as my top two horses are at center, I can work around it so long as they're healthy. Well, they got pretty lucky for getting them as healthy as they did for as long as they did, as often as they did last season. I do think they have to make a trade to get somebody in there before the season actually starts.
Yeah, I think it's become an issue of depth. I'm sorry, Ron. I think when you start to whittle down what you've got available in the middle of the ice, this team we saw took some mammoth hits in the injury department and still was able to get through it along the Stanley Cup run. I don't know if you can keep tempting fate that way. And while I agree, Tim, I'm not panicked by any means yet. I do worry about a team if they're without a third-line center going into the season.
Last part.
Yeah, I think I trust Rutherford at this point to make some magic happen, but if he waits too long, this could be the case of a team that gets pillaged after a cup run. Granted, they weren't going to re-sign any of those guys at the price tags they got re-signed at, but is not able to come up with the depth issues or fix the depth issues that could present them next season.
I agree 100% about trust in Rutherford. He and Sullivan have both won my trust. I also believe it's July 2nd and they don't play for a while. I'm going to give him a chance to see what he can do. I didn't really like getting rid of Sundqvist, although as people pointed out, he's not Mario Jr. by any stretch of the imagination. He may turn out to be a good player. Bonino, there's no way they could keep him at that price tag. I had no problem with any of the guys who left, actually, because I really think it's a time you need to turn over the roster a little bit.
Not even Kunitz at just $2 million, Ron?
Absolutely. You got to make room for these young guys. Aston Reese, Sprong, you got to find places for them.
You can find places for them and keep Chris
Kunitz.
Kunitz.
You know, I had no problem. Yeah, Kunitz is 38, and I know he was really good in the playoffs, but I'm okay with that. And you got to turn over the roster a little bit. You can't just keep it the same again.
Why not? But they're turning it over by losing 4 other guys potentially.
I had no problem with Kunitz at his age.
Let me ask you this, gentleman here. Chris, I looked at the Daley signing and the Matt Hunwick. I was surprised, number one, that Hunwick got 3 years. I didn't think that was necessary, although when you're trying to bid for somebody, that may happen. But there's not all that much. There's like $800,000 difference. Do you think the Penguins would have been better off keeping Daley at that price and paying a little bit more? I realize that, but they still have some more money under their cap.
Well, I think it points to a little bit more of the kind of personnel Jim Rutherford probably wants to have. Daley, more offensive-minded, more offensively skilled than Hunwick. Hunwick, one of the key penalty killers for the Maple Leafs this season. I think that explains that move to you right there. And yeah, it saves you $1 million under the cap each year of the deal. Daley's getting older, Hunwick not much younger. But I think that's what it boils down to, is getting a defense-first guy rather than an offense-first guy when you're spending $5+ a year on Justin Schultz.
Yeah, Daley's I think legs have taken a beating the last 2 years. I don't think they think he can skate nearly as well as he used to. I mean, I didn't like 3 years for Hunwick either. That seems like a little excessive to me, but sometimes that's what you got to do. I mean, to me, he's a younger Hainsey maybe, and probably getting paid a little bit less than what Hainsey got on the open market. But I don't think they think Daley can skate anymore with his knee problems.
Well, yeah, and I think that goes to what Ron was saying. That was the most intentional, Bob. That was the most intentional evidence that Rutherford is doing what Ron is suggesting, almost on purpose changing the roster over, because they probably could have gone for over 3 years for Trevor Daley if they wanted to, and they just chose not to. Over $800,000 for a guy who isn't nearly as offensively talented, in part I would imagine because they said, okay, here's Trevor Daley, veteran, he's gotten his 2 cups already, maybe we got out of him everything we could, and there's more potential with a few less years of wear and tear in the tires of Hunwick, and they've still got Corrado in the minors, who I understand that they think might be more of a puck-moving offensive guy if they need to call upon one in the middle part of the season.
Plus, Derek Pouliot's still around, and apparently they still want to keep him around. So
hard to get excited about that, isn't it?
Yeah, but they still keep him around. They offered him, what are you going to do? And maybe down the road it'll happen. I want to ask you, Ron, about Antti Niemi. He's coming off a bad year. He was bought out, and I think that worked to the Penguins' advantage. Could be all of that money. Now they only had to give him $700K to be here for 1 year. He is a veteran, but Jim Rutherford said something yesterday that I didn't necessarily. I was surprised. 40 games?
Yeah.
Does he need to play 40 games?
He said 30
to
40 games, which absolutely shocks me. Hey, they got him for nothing. If it doesn't work out, it's not a big loss financially. It's not like they signed him up for 2 or 3 years. Maybe he's one of these bounce-back guys, can put it together. He was awful last year, but in the past, he's been very, very good. I don't know if I want him to play 30 or 40 games. How about 20? Not 30 or 40.
Yeah, he bounces back to what he was a couple years ago.
He's very good.
Absolutely. So I think that's the roll of the dice here. That's the gamble.
And it doesn't cost him anything.
You're right. And if he doesn't bounce back, then okay, he plays 15, maybe 20 games, if that. So
or maybe you bring Jari up later.
Yeah, see, I was a fan of keeping Jari here in the first place, actually.
But they want him to play, but if they're talking about 30 or 40 games, he'd be playing.
Not only that, but I mean, like, when it comes to being a backup goalie, he's going to be practicing against Letang, Crosby, Malkin, and Kessel every day. That might get you just as sharp as playing against a bunch of AHL schlubs on a regular basis.
All right, we're going to talk about some Pirate issues coming up, and that will include whether or not they're going to be buyers or sellers. I think you know what it may be leaning toward at this point after this weekend against San Francisco, and also today's lineup. To me, a must win. You got to win something against San Francisco, and yet the top 2 of the hottest guys on the team did not play today. We'll get into that and more as we continue with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown right here on KDKA-TV.